Once again, welcome to another edition of the Shirlma Show. On this edition, we are honored to be in the presence of Ayuk Ayuk, the founder and CEO of Allegro.com. Welcome to the Shirlma Show.
Hi Sheila, thank you very much.
Okay, it's a pleasure to have you here today.
It's a great honor to be here.
All right, so please tell me a little bit about you. You're a web developer, I should say.
Yeah, I'm a web developer.
Okay, so what's the difference between a web developer and a web designer?
Well, I think that these are two different kind of people in society. Yeah, but oftentimes a lot of people get confused as to who is a web developer and who is a web designer.
Yeah.
So a web developer is actually someone who writes the code and someone who is familiar with both back end and the front end.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So they mostly write the codes, while a web designer is just somebody who builds the interface. You can look at them like a graphic designer, say.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So they design the interface for the web developers to write the codes to look similarly like that.
Oh, I get you. Okay, I get you. So tell me a little bit about Allegro.com.
Well, Allegro.com is an e-commerce startup where we are leveraging on technology and innovation to serve as a matchmaker for small and medium-sized enterprises.
Okay.
Which means we are linking them to Africa's 1.3 plus billion consumer population.
Wow. Okay, so Franklin, I was wondering, right? You just mentioned the B2C type of business when it comes to Allegro.com. So I was wondering how easy it is for somebody like my mom to navigate your platform.
Well, we are simplifying the platform in such a way that even my grandmom in the village or your grandmom can be able to effectively place an order on our platform.
Okay.
Yeah, without the intervention of the children or any other external person to assist her with the process.
Okay.
So currently we have simplified it to basically 3 steps.
Okay.
Where you just come, you select your item, you place your order, and you do your purchase.
Okay.
Then we handle the rest.
Wow, that's impressive. So, but how do you actually get your customers? Like, how is the marketing done?
Well, marketing is the core of the business, actually.
Okay.
Because you'll really be senseless if you have an e-commerce business where people are not able to actually make purchase on the platform.
Yeah.
That's a very big loss. So one of the things we did at first was that we tried to understand the markets.
Okay.
We try to understand trends. We try to understand behaviors.
Yeah.
Because these are some of those things which sells like variable over time. Sometimes it changes. Consumer behaviors changes with time.
And so I was wondering kind of like how easy it is. Is it for... No, we're talking about the marketing.
Yeah.
Right. How do you go about marketing the platform?
That's really the core of the business.
Yeah.
Customer acquisition, by the way, it's the core of our business. And we are in an environment where there is still a lack of trust, right?
Yeah.
So before we started the design on the platform, we did our market research. We met with both the consumers and we met with both the manufacturers or the producers who potentially be our clients.
Yeah.
So they gave us quite some insights, which is what we have leveraged on in order to come up with, I would not say very perfect or close to perfect marketing strategy.
Yeah.
I would say that we are leveraging on these aspects in order to meet the demands of the marketplace or to acquire other customers on the platform. And so far, we are leveraging on social media. Okay. There is a lot of social media, but just like most other businesses, e-commerce is mostly built on the 3 R's, which means referrals, right?
Right.
So people who come to our platforms are mostly people who have purchased for the first time, then go to tell other people or maybe neighbors, whatsoever, friends, about Allegro.com, and they say, okay, since you purchased there, you have received your package, then there is that credibility which is built. And so the process keeps repeating. And so far it's slow, but surely a lot of people will come to trust e-commerce when they get to hear about us.
So that's 1 R. Where are the other 2 R's?
Well, the other 2 R's is mostly ratings.
Okay.
Yeah, ratings from other sources.
Yeah.
Right? And most often, these ratings come from a couple of variables,
Okay.
right? Like for instance, Google will rate our customer service, Google will rate the products, how many people are visiting our platforms, because this really play a very important role in marketing.
Wow.
Like for instance, if you have a quality website and you have a lot of people who are coming on your website, right?
Yeah.
Google tends to rate that website as very, very useful to users and will prioritize that.
Oh, I
So what
see.
happens to the search engine is that it kind of boosts your ranking, and there you start having a lot of other customers coming to your website when they Google something.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, so that's rating.
Yeah.
The first is referral,
Second.
ratings and reviews.
And reviews. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Rating, referrals, reviews,
And
the 3
reviews,
R's.
yeah.
Okay, wow, that's beautiful to know. Oh, okay. So, one of the guests that came on the Shirlma Show made us to understand that there are some websites that actually tend to consume a lot of your data. So, yeah, kind of. So, I was kind of really impressed and intrigued to actually know that. So, what about your website? So, is your website the same? Like, can you guarantee us that when we go to allegro.com, we're not going to kind of like completely exhaust our data or something?
Well, there are a lot of things which might tend to influence that.
Okay.
Probably if there are a lot of videos on the website, right? You have to load videos, you have to load images, and most of these images come in variable sizes and formats.
Yeah.
So this all tends to influence the performance on the web of the user's experience on the website, and also the performance on different devices.
Yeah.
So, but with Allegro, one of the things we have done with Allegro is that we understand that we are in an environment where there is very low internet connectivity and the speed is really an issue.
Yeah.
Which is why we have used the best technologies in order to solve this. Currently, Allegro is operating with one of the main cloud host providers, and we are leveraging on what they call CDN, Content Delivery Networks,
Okay.
right, to make probably resources like images, videos readily available to consumers depending on their location.
Wow, that's great then. More with Ayuk Franklin Ayuk after the break. If you're just joining us today on the Shirlma Show, we've been in the presence of Ayuk Franklin Ayuk, the CEO and founder of Allegro.com. So, Ayuk, tell me a little bit more. There are some challenges that come with e-commerce, okay, especially in Africa, in our continent, right? It's true that maybe we actually have things like
Internet connectivity.
Low internet connectivity, yeah, that's true. So how do you ensure that people's goods, or maybe you're able to locate people when they actually order online?
This is one of those core components which I think every e-commerce business in Africa is currently facing because of the poor land marking.
Yeah.
If you look at in Europe, for instance, houses are numbered, streets are numbered, they are easily identifiable, right? And majority of these streets are already on Google Maps.
Yeah.
But in Africa, and precisely in Cameroon, the scenario is completely different, which poses a great challenge with e-commerce businesses operating here. So with Allegro.com, one of the things that we have done is not just to build a state-of-the-art e-commerce platform where people just come and buy and sell, right? So we are building a chain of solutions which are all designed to solve this problem that surrounds doing business in Africa, digital business in Africa. So there is this other platform we are currently working on using couple of other important technologies to put them together, called Alicon.
Okay.
And Alicon solves that particular problem. Currently, our mobile apps and our platform uses the GPS technology in order to track the specific location of maybe our customers at that time. But you know that these are some variables which changes. Like for instance, I may be in school, I place an order, right?
Right.
But I'm not in the house, I want that order to be delivered to my house. So the minute we take that position, and the customer happen to move away from that position, it becomes a big problem.
Yeah.
So during our checkout process, we try to find out the exact location of that customer, right? We don't just pick your location where you place the order. We rather pick the delivery address you provide to us.
Okay.
And then we feed that information with Google Maps and process it, then send it now to the logistic partners to know the exact location where the customer wants that product to be delivered.
Wow. So, but how effective is Google Map in Cameroon?
Well, Google Maps is, I would say they are trying.
Okay.
They are trying. But the thing is that the bulk of the work is supposed to be done by us.
I get that.
Now, with our merchants, because one very important thing we do is also to map out all the businesses registered on our platforms.
Okay.
So we do this with Google Maps. Each time a person signs up to sell a product on Allegro.com, we automatically create that person a Google business account.
Okay.
Right? So that if a customer happens to search online, they are able to see the direction and work in your store and purchase that product, not just on Allegro.com.
Okay.
So it's the same kind of technology we are also using to deliver products to consumers.
Okay. So it's kind of like for repeated customers, you make sure that they actually have something like maybe the location is indicated on your platform.
Yeah, the location is indicated.
Okay, so but for one-off customers?
for a customer, say for a customer who is shopping online for the first time,
yeah,
right?
For the first time.
We just have to leverage on the information you provide to us to deliver your products.
Okay.
Yeah, then probably with time we'll use what they call artificial intelligence in order to understand your movement and also to predict what your behaviors might be with time, right?
Okay.
This also play a key role when people are moving. We don't have to ask them, okay, now you are in this particular location. Do you want your product to be delivered here? Yeah. So we are just understanding our customers and using that data now to build state-of-the-art technology designed to solve those challenges.
I think you guys are doing well already. So, Franklin, one of the challenges that some of your customers also face, right? Like somebody like me, kind of like when I go to order things online, is the fact that I'm always scared if what I see online is really what is going to be delivered to me. I think you've heard of this, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I've had that same experience.
Okay, so how do you navigate such challenges?
Well, this is what really separates Allegro from a bulk of other platforms who are also engaged in e-commerce.
Okay.
Because I've had these challenges, I've been there, I've had friends who have had the similar challenge like this, and they don't even want to hear about buying online. They don't.
I feel them.
Yeah. So one of the things we are doing is that we have brought in an innovative strategy where we are using virtual reality in order for you to experience those products firsthand before placing an order. Like for instance, if you look at where technology is driving to, there are virtual reality headsets. Some things like you can just wear, then you find yourself in a different environment doing some stuff.
Tell me something.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we are currently working on that technology where you can sit in your house, wear the virtual reality glasses, and navigate through each and every store registered on our platform as though you are in that store.
Wow.
Right? So that's the experience we are giving the users. And one of the things is that, which is also possible with this, is that you can test products right there before making a purchase on the platform.
Oh, that's beautiful then.
Yeah, you can. You know, most of these products always have what they call IME identification codes.
Okay, tell me.
Yeah, they always have that. So you can probably look at the IME number, scan it, and you look at the manufacturer of that product. Look at the authenticity and all this kind of crazy stuff before you make your decision. So we are just trying to facilitate the entire process, right? Make it seamless, right? Such that it does not waste the customer time, but offers them that same experience as though they were to work in an offline shop and actually do a purchase.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I'm glad that you're thinking ahead, ahead of the challenges. So that's something really nice to see. So, but another thing that I worry when it comes to e-commerce is kind of like using my Visa card online.
Yeah.
So how do people get to pay for your services? Because I'm kind of afraid that maybe some scammers are going to hack into my account or do something funny. So how do you guys manage that when it comes to paying for your services?
Well, I think that we share similar views on that because I, for one, I will rarely use my credit cards online to purchase on any platform.
Oh, my son.
Yeah. So I know that this is a position where most of our customers may find themselves, which is why we brought in a strategy where you have to pay upon receival of your products.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
You pay upon delivery. Now, this also poses a lot of challenges. Like, what if you see the product and you don't like the product? Right? So we lose money.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I think that at this point, the core of our business is integrity and value. Right? We'll have to make sure that our customers are comfortable enough to use whatever means they want to use to purchase on our platform.
Okay.
I'm just so happy, thank God, that Momo is here, mobile money. Yeah, so we have a couple of other mobile money aggregators in Cameroon, which we have leveraged on their developer APIs to make sure that customers have that seamless experience of shopping and paying with their Momo on our platform.
Okay. So, but if I may ask, right, there are some people that might not, like, we kind of don't have a choice. So sometimes we actually just have to maybe buy something online, or we still need to use a Visa card. So as a web developer, are there some kind of like things that I might look for in a website to be able to tell whether a website is genuine or not?
Yes, there are some what I would call red flags you have to watch for before you put your details online. The first thing is the security of the site.
How do I know if a site is secured or not?
Well, if you have to look at your search bar, at the top of your search bar where you put your query to search, right? Close to it, before you have that HTTP or www or blah 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 whatsoever it may be, right? You will have to see a small lock button, a small lock sign, right? So if that is open, it shows that that website cannot be trusted.
Oh.
Yeah. But if it is closed and you can just further click on it, depending on your browser, Google or Chrome or Mozilla Firefox will tell you that, okay, this website is either safe or not, and you cannot do these particular tags. Don't trust this website. Right?
Okay.
But we also have a couple of other guys who go further to put all those security checks in place, but later still steal your information for something else. So there is also a more complex way you can do this by checking on the validity of the site.
Okay.
Right? When was the site registered? The credibility, what are people saying about the site? Has any person been hacked before? Try to do a kind of background check before you come to a conclusion if this site should process my credit card.
Oh, thank you so much. So more with Ayuk Franklin Ayuk after the break. If you're just joining us today on the Shirlma Show, we've been in the presence of Ayuk Franklin Ayuk, the CEO and founder of Allegro.com. So Franklin, what advice will you have for e-commerce clients?
Well, there are tons of advice I would like to give you.
Okay.
The first will be an advice which surrounds security, right? You should be very, very careful with the sites you navigate online to put your credit card details.
Okay.
And also, most of the sites, we live in a community where there is a lot of cybercrime already arising. Yeah, and you must make sure that you do your background check on those platforms to know about their credibility before you even have to process anything on them.
Yeah.
And also, what I also advise is that don't rely on the reviews you get from those platforms itself, because they can be faked. We have we've had an experience where a client said, okay, I bought something from this e-commerce website. Everybody was saying the product is so great, but when I placed my order, it's been already 3 months counting. I've not had any notification about about my order, right? But when he goes to visit the site, he realized that there are still new reviews coming. It's like, what is really wrong? But just when we finally analyzed the site and tried to explain what was going on, it was a pure scam.
Whoa.
The owners of the site were the ones posting the reviews and pretending to be actual customers placing commands. So these are some of those scenarios which arises from time to time. And also, what I would like to say is that look for the safest means to place your order, right? You must not rely only, I think that most of the sites have more than one way of paying for products, right? If you feel like your credit card details are not safe, try to use another means. If they have maybe a payment upon delivery, happily choose that. So these are some of those things which I'll advise them to watch for.
Great. So besides everything that you're doing, right, in 2020 you're given an award by the Cameroon Heroes Awards organization, right? Kind of like in the field of impact tech. Right, in that like tech innovation. Wow, that's beautiful. I think congratulations on that.
Thank you.
So I guess my question would be, how does this impact your business or you as an individual when you get such an award?
The first thing is that personally I have that motivation to keep going. Like, okay, I've had this award, I have now an attention, I have an audience to feed. And the minute you stop being persistent, right, it becomes a problem because you have everybody who is expecting something from you.
That's right.
Right, so that's personally the motivation is there to keep the business running, to build new stuff. But also, if the motivation is there is no finance, then it's a problem.
I get that.
So also, it has also tended to build credibility with what I do.
Oh, wow.
Because remember that before people buy from you, they have to trust you as a person.
That's true.
Right? Before they can buy whatever you produce. So just me having that award gave me a kind of exposure where a lot of people tend to see, okay, this guy is credible. Right? So we can trust and do business with him. So we've had a lot of people also who have purchased from our platform as a result of them knowing that, okay, Franklin is behind these. And Franklin is one of the best we know.
Wow, that's beautiful. Oh, it's nice to know. Okay, Franklin, we have some fun questions, so maybe let's relax with them. Okay. So please, we just want you to answer 3. You choose one, read it out and answer, but feel free to change if you're not comfortable with the question.
Okay.
Yes. It's like that was calling your name. That one was calling your name. Franklin.
What is something that will always be in fashion no matter how much time passes? Well, I think technology will always be.
Okay.
Technology will always be there. And also, it keeps changing. That's the beauty about it. There is always that anxiety for more, right? So I think that technology is one of those things which will always be there no matter how things goes.
Okay, good one. So, second question. Yes. Okay.
What, in your opinion, nowadays is exaggeratingly expensive? Well, I think it's trust. Trust.
Wow.
Trust is.
I didn't see that coming.
Trust is just the most expensive thing nowadays. Everybody is having second thoughts on people, having second thoughts on systems. There is always that doubt. What if, right? So I think that if you can gain trust in any sphere of life, there is a lot you can leverage on just that. You can build a lot on just gaining people's trust.
Oh, beautiful. I didn't see that coming.
In your opinion, which domestic insect is the most annoying? I don't see any insect more annoying like mosquitoes.
I get that.
Yeah, I think mosquitoes are just so annoying.
I'm with you on that. Franklin, thank you so much for being here. It was really a pleasure.
It's a great honor to be here. I'm so delighted.
Okay, so how can people get to you or to your business, or if they want to do business with allegro.com, so how can people get to you?
You can get to me on social media,
Okay.
on all the social medias as Ayuk Franklin Ayuk.
Okay.
And you can also reach me through my telephone number 6511-27926. I'm always open for business.
Wow.
And also you can get me through email at alphadesigns.co.uk.
Oh, thank you so much. On today's edition of the Shirlma Show, we were honored to be in the presence of Ayuk Franklin Ayuk, the CEO and founder of allegro.com. Please do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Comment, share, and like our videos. Remember, we are here because you're there. Thank you.